Hello and welcome. This is the first time I've been able to say those words, and I'm thoroughly enjoying every moment of it so far. We're going to be doing a candlestick, which is an offset candlestick. I quite like spindle turning, so a lot of what I do is likely to be spindle turning. That sideways on is what it is, and if you notice, the central ball is offset. Fairly simple, but it's quite fun to do, and when it stands up, people like them. They sell very well. This was done out of a bit of old garage door, actually, but I should be doing the using sycamore for my demo today. So, without any further ado, let's bring in Keith, so he can say hello. Here we are. Hello, Keith.
I'm getting stereo on this. Are you getting stereo, or can you only hear me?
I can only hear you. I'll just make sure my phone is not putting anything out.
Right.
No.
What about the...
No. I can hear something in the background, actually, very quietly. Right, I've turned my phone off just to make sure it's not that, which means I'm not looking at YouTube anymore. Is that better? Can't hear you, Keith. You're muted. That's better.
You can hear me. I know I can... No, I'm not. I'm not muted.
No, you were. You were. Your mute sign came up, but it's gone now. Can you still hear an echo? Because I can't.
Yeah, I can hear an echo.
I have got nothing on here that could be doing that.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Right. Okay. This is going to be fun. Okay.
Sorry about this, folks.
I think I've sussed this out, because I think I've had to mute myself on YouTube to be able to talk on StreamYard.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, sorry guys, this is totally new for the both of us.
But we'll get there. There's lots of comments from people about having both open at the same time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's great.
So, over to you, Andy. Over to you.
Right, we'll carry on then. I'll put Keith in the background. He'll be telling me who's in. But welcome everybody. Very, very pleased to see you. There could have been nobody, so I'm really pleased to see that there are people. Right, Keith, over to you for that.
Right. Let's find the participants list. Funny enough, Andy, you come up as the first one in, because they list them in alphabetical order. So welcome to you, and thank you for stepping in to cover me for this one, because I'm going to do Thursday evening. And going down the list, Barry Fitch from Club.
That could very well be my wife, by the way.
Right, okay. Brickhouse Craftwood, Seth. Chris Dodds. Christine and Michael, another pair from Club. Douglas Mungham. Forking Owls. Gerard the French Turner. Ian Leonard. John S. Casting. Lawrence Bugeja. Martin at Woody's Creations. Terry at TJ Turning. Wayne the Wood Turner. Hello, Wayne. And wouldn't it be nice? So that's all that I have on my list of participants. If I've missed anyone, sorry, but I'll swing you over to Andy. You might just want to push the camera away from you, Andy. It's you can't see the very back of the wood.
Is that better?
No, push the camera. Oh, that's better. Yep, you can see all of it now.
All right, okay. I can see all the lathe behind it, but that's fine.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I can now. So I'm on half a picture.
Ah, right.
But,
Okay.
you can see it.
So
Yeah.
that's about
Sorry,
central there. Yeah, that's all
that's
right.
centre. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Right. So the first thing we have to do is to try and make this ball in the middle. If I do that now and then try and drill the hole in the top for the candle holder, it'll be very weak. Where yes, you can see where these two bits are. It will be very weak. And if you look at it, when you put pressure on there, there's no direct line of solid timber all the way through. So you have to be a bit careful what you're doing with this. So what I'm going to do is to turn a tenon on the bottom and put it in the chuck. Then I can make the hole in the top and trim that to the right size. The drill bit is just slightly too small. So you have to just trim a little bit out. Then we'll get on with doing this middle bit. So, tools, probably a good idea. Turn my lathe on, I did that mistake before.
I think I've missed I Love Wood Turning by Adam.
He was in so early.
I know, and I think he dropped off the list.
All right.
But he's in. Steve Scott's in now.
Perfect. I'll just put a little groove in the bottom because it's the Axminster C jaws. So I like to put a little groove for the jaws to hold on to. And that'll do for that. Well, we'll get it in the chuck now.
There is one hell of a time lag between StreamYard and YouTube today. It must be nearly a minute. So it's
All right.
not the easiest to follow what you're doing with the noises because they're coming later than what the picture is.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah.
And if anybody thinks we're ignoring them, it's not that. We're not at all.
No.
We're just
So
waiting
bear
for it
with us,
to catch up.
guys.
Yep.
Yeah, bear with us, guys. Barry Fitch is now in, another club member. Hello, Barry.
Right. Now then, that's all ready to go. I've just lost my headset. Right, anyway.
We've got David Dadman just popped in, another club member. Hello, David. Long time no speak.
Right, I know that I've got to go in about 22 mil to fit the cup, which was on my lathe, and I knocked it onto the floor just now. But I'll find another one.
Yeah, Douglas has just put in chat is playing up as well. Yeah, it's going to be a fun live today.
Oh, goody.
Yeah,
basically that's what we've got to sit in the top. And it's about 22 mil deep, if I remember rightly. Just check that. 20 mil would do it. We find it's 18.8. So I tend to use the indexing on the side of the quill for this. It's certainly going to be accurate enough for this. Slow it down a little bit. Go in, that's 10. 20, that's about 22. That will be fine. That'll be perfect.
We've got Phil Knight. Hello, father-in-law.
That's my son-in-law, yes.
Hi, Phil. You need to come down and sort the rest of this out for Andy then.
That's
It's
not
not
the
that
one
one,
who.
is it?
No,
Oh, right.
that was my nephew.
That was your nephew. Oh.
Yeah, you have to get all the relatives involved, you know.
Yeah, why not? Tom Copus,
Yeah, that's a
looking good,
friend.
Andy. That's a
That's a
friend,
friend.
right?
Yep.
Right.
He's actually he would be one I would have to look at technical stuff. He's very good. He's very young, but he's very
Mm-hmm.
good and knows what he's doing when he makes videos and things for various people.
Yep.
For church, village.
Sidley 61 is now in, and you've got an issue with the camera that we're on. It's starting to flash.
Oh Lord. Okay, well we'll have to swap to one of the other tailstock ones. I've got two up there, and I so.
Yeah. Yes, it's going all funny colours like Steve's did on Sunday.
Yeah, I've got one that does it even worse. That one did do. That will do for now. We're not going to be on this end very long, and I'll sort something out. But anyway, I just want to trim the end. This is where you have to be a bit careful because it's a long way away from the chuck. But I just want to trim it, particularly in the middle, because when I put the centre in, I can't get to the middle bit very easily. So I just cut through the wax basically. And I drilled it deep enough to be able to do that.
I've missed Brent Beecroft coming in. Sorry, Brent. Hello. Well, welcome to you, all of you, on to Andy's first live. He's at 110 subscribers at the moment, which is not bad for just over the fortnight, I believe, that he's been up and running.
Fortnight, yeah.
And there's 37 of you watching him today.
That's amazing.
Thumbs up.
Thank you very much, all of you.
For those that haven't subscribed to him, please drop down and subscribe, hit the bell button, and you'll be advised when he's going live. And if you like what he's doing, please hit the thumbs up button. Or if you hit the thumbs down because you don't like it, leave a comment down below so that at least we can Andy can see what the issue is and resolve it for another time. So.
Right, that's that bit done. Feel a bit safer now. I've got something in the tailstock holding it because it's quite a long piece of wood. Now the next bit is to start forming the sphere in the middle. And if I just leave the bit of wood as it is, 3 by 3, when I start cutting into it to produce this, I've got to go an awful long way off the tool rest to get to that point. So what I discovered is that if I do that, if you can, so you can't see it. Sorry, this is really not a good camera angle now. If I do that and take away some of this, it saves I can get 25 mil closer to where I'm working. So
right, we've got Doug Miller in, and we got a question from Wouldn't It Be Nice? Andy, what lathe are you using?
Axminster 406.
406.
A well-known, well-respected one. Wayne has one, and
yeah.
And I'm very impressed with it. It's lovely. So I'm just setting up another camera to try and improve things a bit. Well, let's see how that goes. Which one was that? That was tailstock. So that one, I think. Yeah, that's the one. Is that a bit better? Wants to go up that way a bit. That won't be too far away, will it?
It wants to go to the tailstock, headstock.
Yeah, I've got another camera in the way there.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Actually, I can put that up in the air, and that will give me a little bit more room. There. Right, now then. That should be better. Yes? Happy with that? I am.
Once it stops moving, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm so far behind on YouTube against what you are.
Oh, of course, yes. I was forgetting that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I should just accept my own judgment of it then. That's fine. Looking good this end.
Richard Phelan's has dropped in to join you.
Hello, Richard. Right, so now then, so I'm just going to hollow. Roughing gouge will do that quite nicely. I'm just going to hollow it. I can't go right to the ends because obviously I need the centre, which is 15 mil from that corner.
So we've got. Go on.
So if I took it all off all the way along and made it 60 mil diameter, I would lose my centre for the offset bit. So I can't do that. I've just got to scoop it out. Sorry, go on.
Right, we've got Andrew from Wyvie Woodshed in now to join you.
Hello, Andrew.
And Pete from Twisted Trees. He's apologising because he got distracted. That's quite loud, Andy.
Is it? It's not. It's not muting it.
It's not muting it very well at the moment, or it wasn't. It is now, but I don't know whether you're still turning.
I'm not cutting at the moment.
I'm going to have to go back over to StreamYard and follow it on there.
Okay. Yeah, I can't. I don't think I'll do much about that.
No.
It'll be better when I've got it round.
Daniel DeVar's just dropped in. Hi, Tournage DeVar. Robert from Hodgepodge Workshop is in.
Hello, Robert. I want this down to about 60. It's 72 at the moment, so I can go a bit further. Speed it up a bit. That's better. That's a bit quieter now.
Yes, you're right. Steve from Temple Boy Turnings has popped over to see what fun we're having.
Hello, Steve.
Benjamin's in. I don't think I've seen him before in here today.
It's remembering, isn't it? It's not easy.
I know. Now I've come out of YouTube. It's that much behind.
65.
Clive Rogerson. I think that's a new name just popped up. So welcome all.
I can feel that I'm a bit further off the tool rest. But since that's exactly why I'm doing this, I would expect to.
Mm-hmm. So if any of you guys have a question for Andy, can you put it in with either question marks up to head it off or capital Q so that we hopefully, or I hopefully don't miss it. And apologies that we are running a minute and a half behind YouTube. It's the only way I can physically see it in a respectable manner. So I'm running off a StreamYard chat today.
Right, I can now put the 6-inch tool rest in, and that will fit much closer up to the timber, make life a little bit safer. I just need to measure that mark halfway. Pencil. 150 mil there, and 30 mil each side. 170, 230. Actually, it's no good putting those lines around at the moment because I've got to offset it first. Right, yeah. I'm going. Sorry, go on.
So don't forget to offset it.
No, it probably would help, wouldn't it? Since that's the whole object of the exercise. Right. Now, obviously, I've taken my mark off. Sorry, where are you? Off this end. So I've got to put that centre back in, and it's got to be on that corner, just there, that one. And it's 15 mil in from the corner. So we'll do that. It's not, I mean, it's not that critical, to be honest. It helps if it's somewhere near right. And sorry, I haven't drawn the diagonal on there. Stupid me. Just there. That's lovely. Ding it. I've done the other end. All of a bother. Right, so we're going to put this little baby. It's got the number 2 Morse taper, but in fact the chuck grips it extremely well. So I've only just really on this. This is the first job I've actually done that. Normally I would put it into the. Sorry, I want to put a stem centre both ends. It grips it much more securely. Because of the angle, there's only half the stem centre actually holding each end. But it seems to work. Right, so let's get this as close as I can. It's a funny old thing to turn because you turn it around and everything changes. So that
speed right down.
Yes, it will be. It's actually the lathe is heavy enough to cope with it. I'm pleased to say, which makes a big difference. So this is only very rough, just to give me some idea of where I'm taking the sphere to. Whoops! But if you move around like that, you haven't got a straight surface to run on. It's moving away from you and back towards you all the time, which doesn't help. Right, there we are. Turn the speed down. Start it up.
Got a straight line. So I can answer this one to Clive Rogerson. He's asking if that is a 13 mil steb. Yes, they are both ends.
No, this one's a bit bigger. This one's 5/8. It's a 5/8.
Oh right, 5/8. Okay.
That one's 12. That one's 15. Yeah.
All right.
Only because that was the only size I could get. Right, that's where that's going to. So I need to go a bit quicker. Not too quick. No, I don't want great big grooves like that going down to where the sphere meets the next bit. I want something a bit thinner. But to mark where the end of the... Sorry, go on.
So Paul Smith's in here. Sorry, looks like he got lost on the other one that we tried setting up.
Yeah, I was afraid something like that might happen.
Yeah. We had issues setting ourselves up. And then we couldn't lose it. So, but welcome everybody.
That'll do for now. It'll be thinner than that in the middle there when I finish, but we'll work on it and get it to shape to get there nicely. Don't want that anymore. I want that one. Okay, let's start. I've got to form the sphere and also the wings either side. Have to do them both at the same time because that gives you room to work. You're turning lots of air, obviously. Very approximately 45 degrees on these.
Say congratulations to Daniel. He's just put on here that his eccentric goblet is now his most watched non-short video in the first 40 hours. Well done, mate. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, I saw some of that being done. It was quite interesting.
And
overcame a slight problem in the middle as well, which was good. Because it's all about overcoming problems, isn't it?
This is wood turning.
Yep, it certainly is.
Question from Douglas to me. Is the small spindle gouge or a detail gouge? It's a spindle gouge with a fairly swept back wing to the look of it.
Yeah.
I'll get Andy to explain it in a minute and show it to the camera when he's finished these few cuts.
Yeah, I'll do it now. It's one I like using. I think it's about 45 degrees, but I wouldn't swear to that. It's one that I've sort of developed over time, and it's ended up this shape. Can you see that?
Yep.
And it does well for me. You know, we all get favourite tools, don't we?
Exactly.
That's
so what is it? A half inch or a quarter?
It's half inch. Yeah.
It's half inch. Quite a big one then. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my other favourites, which is getting shorter and shorter. But it's again a tool I like using if I'm doing something small. Oh, sorry, I'm chewing timber. I'd always go for that little one. I've got a variety of others, but I mean, we all get our favourites, don't we?
Exactly, yeah. So there's a question here from Chris Dodds. Andy, do you close one eye and stick your tongue out when you do that?
No, no, I don't. I have a nephew who does that, and it's always given me great amusement. And the other thing he does is when he thinks, he always twiddles with his hair. He's probably watching.
Well, we do have one turner, not in here today, that has got a tendency to stick his tongue out when he turns, and that is Scott.
Oh, really?
When he's concentrating, the tongue comes out.
Thinking about it, yes, I've seen that. Yeah. Whatever floats your boat, really. If it helps you think.
Exactly.
Go for it.
If it engages the brain.
That's an awful shape, but it doesn't matter at the moment.
Steve at Temple Boy is saying he's really enjoying all this multi-axis turning he's doing at the moment. Yeah, I've seen some of that over the weekend and the end of last week.
It's great fun. I love it.
Yeah, it's so much fun to see how you can change shapes.
It's learning how to envisage what it's going to look like before you start. It's probably the most difficult bit because
because the brain doesn't work like that, does it?
No, we're not used to thinking that way at all.
No, you can't be the only one, Chris, that sticks his tongue out and closes one eye. It's when you close both eyes you need to be a bit careful, though.
Oh, that's sheer panic then. Right, this is getting closer. I can feel this, the corners on this end of it on my right arm getting closer. And you're concentrating so much on the middle here, it's very easy to forget there and there.
Yeah.
As I did just briefly. Little slice off my knuckle.
Douglas, now I still have that 406 up for sale. I had two friends that it wouldn't fit into his workshop, and the other one his wife wouldn't let him fit it into the workshop. So it's still up for sale. So gents, ladies, if there is any on here at the moment, I have a 406 I'm selling for someone. If anyone's interested, ping us an email or drop us a message.
I would wholeheartedly recommend it to anybody. They're a lovely lathe.
It is a good lathe, and it hasn't seen very much use. It is clean. Well, you got 43 watching you, according to Douglas. No, it didn't. He's just put on. Daniel's just put on. There's 43 watching you, Andy.
That's amazing.
Very good for a first live.
My very first live. Yes, I'm very pleased. Thank you very much. Extremely kind of you all. My wife hasn't said anything about how well I'm doing, has she?
Not yet.
She's supposed to be watching. And then she's going out at 2, I think. Couldn't stand it any longer. Right, so that's...
Ian, I think that's directed at me. It's in West Sussex, and the asking price is $1,250. But like I say, there's only the one, and it's first come, first served.
That's about half price, isn't it?
Yes, but on top of that, there's 2 Axminster chucks and jaws and a few tools.
Is it on legs or?
Yes, it's on legs.
And the extension bed?
No extension bed, but they're still available if you wanted to buy one.
Yeah, and it's not that crucial. I mean, I've got one, but it's simply to give me length and get the tailstock out of the way if I'm doing something up this end. So I don't jab my elbows on it. But that's really what I use it for mostly. Right, I think I'm going to just sand that up a little bit, very little bit. I don't want to spend a lot of time sanding because nobody wants to watch that. But I will just show off my toast rack, my glass paper, all labelled across the bottom.
Yeah.
What an anorak, eh?
I've seen that many times before.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
I just have to watch my elbows, my knuckles a bit on this.
Steve has just said if you colour both ends with bright rings, you will see where they are. What I did on one that I was doing a good few many years ago now was actually wrap both ends in red insulating tape.
Yeah, I was going to say put tape round, couldn't you? Yeah.
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 And if you do it in red, you don't show the blood so much then as well.
Well, that's right. Yeah. Well, it matched the floor of my workshop. I don't think you can actually see that. We can see a
Yeah,
bit of it.
someone's commented. Yeah, someone's
Yeah,
commented.
it looks as though I murdered my wife, but she's still here.
Yeah, we've got
So-
the Mad Frenchman in. Afternoon, Baz. Welcome to Andy's first live.
Yes,
What's
I
it
did drop
like
a,
on the other side of the channel?
I did drop a whole can of red dye.
No,
Bit unfortunate.
yeah, it could have been other colour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not going to worry too much about that. It's I can do it afterwards by hand. There's a little bit of roughness there. Bit tear out. That one I got rid of it.
Ian's showing a 12-hour round trip to get here, but that's the lazy's after.
It's worth it.
Well, it is at that sort of price.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, I'm going to put this in normal orientation now because we'll consider that done. If I was spending a bit more time on it, I would spend longer dressing it up, getting things a little more accurately, these pivot points, but I'm not.
Phil Knight is a fresh name, just popped in, I
No,
believe.
that's my son-in-law.
Oh, that's your son-in-law.
Yeah,
that's why I didn't recognise it then, because I've only come up once before.
Yeah, that's right. Right, that goes in there. That goes in there. Wind that it up. Put the long tool rest in.
Pete's come up with the same quote. It's well worth the trip, Ian. 406 is a great lathe.
Yeah, it is.
Like I say, I'm selling it for a fellow wood turner, so it's been looked after. It's been very little use. He's moving, downsizing, and it means that he's only going to get a very small lathe into his new workshop shed, which he's going for. So that's the only reason it's being sold.
Hello. Funny noises going on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah. Okay, Ian. Message me tonight, and we can talk about it. Sorry, I'm taking over Andy's live at the moment.
Yeah, you carry on. I've just realised I've left the step centre in here and I meant to put it in the chuck. Apart from that, everything's wonderful.
Yeah, just like they've been saying, step back, take a breath.
Yep,
we've got all afternoon. We don't have to finish at 2 o'clock. Many a time I thought, oh, it's going to be an hour and a half, and 2 hours later, I'm still there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can never really predict, can you?
Someone could buy the 406 for my birthday, is what Douglas is asking.
Wishful thinking, I think. But I don't blame you. As I say, it is a lovely lathe. I can't speak highly enough of it.
What is the overall length of that, Andy?
I had a tape, didn't I? Here it is. What, including the extension bed?
No, excluding the extension bed.
So from one end to the other.
Because the motor sticks out the end on that one.
Oh yes, it does. Yeah, the bed is 1150, isn't it? Damn it.
Yeah, no, the overall length we want, including the motor.
The motor is another 230, so 1175. 3.
So it's 1300 then total.
Yeah.
That answers. Who put that up?
No, 1273. Yeah.
1300 in round figures.
1300.
Yeah. That's Martin at Woody's Creation.
Uh-huh.
So it will fit into your 10-foot shed on the 10-foot side, and it'll also fit in on the 6-foot side. But
yes,
I'm in
quite a small shed here, and the lathe takes up most of one side, but that's the way I want it. So it is, after all, what it's all about, really.
Ian's going to escape. He's got to go back to work. Well, that's what he's telling us.
Don't work too hard.
No.
So I get the noisy bit out of the way.
Yeah, we're going to have to look at the your headset to see what we can do to quieten that right down. It's really picking that up.
Is it? Yeah, because it's the first time I've used it, of course. So. We'll move the tool post in a bit more. What am I doing? I'm taking that too small.
Ben's asking what camera are you using, Andy?
Cheap ones from Amazon. About 22 quid each.
So they're the same ones that what I use and what Scott uses.
Yep. They I just went through. I picked a different one each time, so I've got 6 different ones. At least I was trying to achieve that in case they argued with each other. But yeah, they're just cheap ones from Amazon. I think I'm going to slightly upgrade a bit on the ones I use the most, but that'll come in good time.
Looks like Douglas is out for friends and no one's answered his question. Is anyone going to buy him the lathe, club together and buy him the lathe for his birthday?
Nice try.
Well, God, that looks weird running around like that, Andy.
Yeah. It's all getting more and more in balance all the time. I've taken this end down a little bit too far, really, because that's going to be the base. But hey, it doesn't matter. It'll stand up. It's quite a bit taller than the other one as well. I haven't worked out exactly what I'm going to do to use up that extra timber. Oh, steady on. Get that bevel rubbing. It looks as though it should be horribly wrong, doesn't it? But that's coming up nicely. And then I've got to go in there and worry about that later. I think that's the answer. So we'll shape. Are
you going to mark the tool rest where you're going to make your initial cuts then, so you don't come back onto the angles that you've already cut?
No, because they've got to cut across those a bit anyway.
Right.
Because that, if you look, that is significantly narrower.
Oh, it's narrower. Yeah. Okay.
So I shape that, and then I just keep stopping and looking at it until it gives me that sort of shape. So that's what I should be doing. But I think I'm going to have to extend this narrow bit at each end because I've got more timber here, about 1.5 inches each end. And I don't really want to chop it off, so I might just put a bit of a spindle in there.
Ben was saying he was looking for a cheap camera with optical zoom, as I want to put it up high and it doesn't get in the way. Don't know that there are cheap cameras with optical zoom.
I was going to say I don't think cheap and optical zoom go together, to be honest.
No, unless you go through StreamYard or OBS or something like that. Steve. I think Andy's going to keep it nice and simple this first one, just to get the beginner's nerves out the way, as it's his first live. I mean, he's demonstrated at club many times before. And he's suggesting that you could put a twist in either end to take up the spare.
He's quite right. I could.
You
but
could.
I'm not going to.
But, yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, and Pete's come back regarding the 406. He says the headstock moves, so you could slide it along, so that it would only take up then 1100.
Oh, it comes with it in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes from Axminster, it's in the middle. So.
And you can swing that headstock out, can't you?
Yes.
So you can turn. You could put it in the middle and turn to the floor if necessary with tail stock with a decent floor-mounted tool rest.
Yes, you could. Yeah. Yeah.
Off-rover length is. Don't know, Barry. Barry Chitty's just sent something to me. I'm not sure on that one, mate. I'll have a look later on and get back to you on that. If it is that size, it's got the extension on the end.
Yeah, the extension's what, 450, I think, isn't it?
Yes, so it could well be 720 overall then, but you can take it off. I don't know.
Extension's 450 and it's 1600 overall for the bed.
And then the motor on the end to give it the extra 150.
Extra 230, that is.
230, yeah.
Yep. But
I'm sitting in the middle on this one. I only know what what emails have passed through, so I can't be totally sure.
Sorry, Keith, drowning you out.
That's all right. So Tom's throwing a question in, not to distract you, Andy.
Sorry?
So Tom's throwing a question into you, not to distract you. US cameras, or do you have some sort of multi-input video card going? So you're using USB cameras.
Yeah, at the moment I'm through StreamYard, but I will be doing it through Stream Deck, which is a little device that I've got up here, which you can't see, but which a lot of people use. We're on that camera, aren't we? I'll show you in a minute. Yeah, I'll get it onto this one on the desk here, and I can show you.
Yeah, it's a 15-button device that you can program. God knows how many more in behind.
It's that basically, which and then you just press the button and it picks up the camera. It's not working yet. I'm having a lesson this afternoon, so hopefully I shall find out. But so that's what I will be using eventually. But it's all. I'm amazed we've got anything going, to be honest. Which one am I using?
Above. Bandsaw one.
X-Tail, isn't it? Yeah. So it should be that one. Yes.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
You can tell we've been playing with cameras this morning. We had camera issues on one, camera location on it as well. We've had lighting issues.
That's why all the blinds are down. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
How's that looking? Let's get in there. Nasty lump out there, but that's for another day. I think that just wants to be a bit slimmer there, and then I might just put a little bead there or something. Oop. Butchered that. That's all right, I can improve that. Okay, that's getting there, getting somewhere near. Right, so let's do something down here. That's the bottom of it is going to be just there. You hear it trying to vibrate because there's no, if you tighten up the tailstock, you just break it because there's no support going all the way through.
There's a question from Gerard. Would it be feasible, the same design, but instead of a ball, an egg-shaped one?
Yes, I've done that in the past. In fact, it started off as a ball and it went wrong. But I did actually make into it. It was a bit, not quite an egg shape. It was more of a sausage, but on the angle. And it actually looked quite nice. And in fact, that one sold quicker than the sphere ones. So.
And there's a note in here from Pete. He's saying he would strongly recommend you spend time playing with OBS before configuring the Stream Deck. Drop him a message if you want to chat about it.
Okay. As you know, I have got somebody helping me this afternoon, and I have been playing with it for the last, or since I got it, a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Since I got all the cameras and things. So I'm not going into it completely blind, Pete, but I do appreciate what you're saying, and thank you very much for the offer.
And I think the guy that's helping you has got OBS as well.
Yes.
Almost certainly has.
Yes,
so,
he has. He's gone over to the Restream, I think, but he's used Stream Deck for a significant length of time, so I have every confidence in him.
I don't think that it matters whether it's Restream or Stream Deck. You've still got the same, configure the cameras the same to make it work.
Same principles, isn't it?
Yeah. I've got a question from Douglas to me. When cutting the offsets either side of the ball, is it best to cut on the ball on the ball or away?
Well, you do both.
Yeah,
so you work downhill.
Yeah, you're working to the bottom each time.
So I worked down there and then went down here, and I was doing them both at the same time to be able to get my tool in. Is that clear? Does that help?
It's clear to me. I think that's what Douglas was questioning.
Right.
But you do that when it's mounted from corner to corner.
That's right. Yes, the first bit. Yes, the first valley.
Knox 123 has just appeared on here. I don't know who that is, but
no, I don't.
He sounds like he might know you, Andy.
Knox 123.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell, but my memory is diabolical, so it doesn't mean anything really.
No, and I can't remember what we spoke about earlier either. Anyway, welcome.
You got it. Yes, welcome. Everybody's welcome.
Give us a Christian name, Knox. It's a lot easier.
Oh, that's awful.
Knox is saying, don't know you, but have a hobby in this sort of thing. Well, Knox, we're all hobby turners that do these lives. There's a live every lunchtime, I believe, and there's usually a live every evening from 7:45 right the way through. Some lives superseded with premieres as well, so there's always something going on. Welcome to the chat and the world of wood turning. And I'm not trying to ignore any questions. It's just that I'm having to read this today on StreamYard, which is so much slower than YouTube, but I can't get a decent feed on YouTube. And he's just, Knox is just saying you've just earned a new subscriber, Andy.
Jolly good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Do appreciate that.
And Andy's taken this Tuesday lunchtime that I've been doing for the past few months, only because I'm doing a Thursday evening this week, covering for Scott because he's working late shift on the ambulances. So Andy's here next week, and I'm back the following week on a Tuesday, and then Andy's doing a week, and then I'm back for possibly 3 weeks on the trot. So we're sharing it between us. So there's usually something, or there's always something going on of a lunchtime, and there's always something going on of an evening. If you go over to Steve's, let me find it. It's called the Banana Bunch Club, and he's got a live events calendar on there, which lists us as we do it, as we're demonstrating, providing we let Steve know, and he changes it over accordingly. And Daniel's saying he woke up this morning with only 24 subs away from 500. So he's getting there slowly, and he's going to do a giveaway on the 500 subs. Nice
Good
one.
Stuff.
So we're out to help each other out, guys. It's not I'm better than him. He's rubbish. We don't slag each other off. We help each other. We're all hobbyists. Oliver Reed. Hi, Oscar. Have I missed an Oscar somewhere along here then? And I must have missed an Oscar somewhere along here. Who's Oscar? Oscar Anderson. Sorry, young man. I missed you while I was looking at the forkingbananas.com. Thanks, Steve. He's put it in for us. So if you head over to forkingbananas.com, there is a calendar on there that Steve puts up and tries to keep updated for us, letting all you guys know when and who is on. So you've got 43 watching.
That's amazing.
You're on 110 subscribers. I don't know whether that is current. And you've got 32 thumbs up, according to what I can see on YouTube.
All I can say is thank you very much, everybody. I've just got a little bit of tidying up to do on this, and then I'm not gonna glass sandpaper it with everybody watching. It's just boring. But I shall give it a good rub down, mostly by hand, and then a bit of sanding sealant, and then what should I use? I think I just put some lacquer on it, because Yorkshire grit is great, but I've got to have it spinning, and I can't get to these bits when it's spinning, so I think I should probably just lacquer it, and it will look lovely, and then buff it up afterwards.
Bring out the colour, yeah.
Yeah. Buff it up afterwards. I did think about putting colour on it, but decided against. Too much on my first one. So just a little bit here that's a bit untidy. That's better. That wants a little bit of tidying up there. One last cut.
Martin's saying, I'm assuming he means you 120 subs now then, mate.
Oh, excellent. Oh, that's really good. I must apply for my URL. Right, I think I'm going to call that it, which is not bad. That's less than the hour.
You're not going to part it off then at the bottom?
No, because I will do some sanding on the lathe. So
right.
Yes, I would do otherwise, but I want to be able to do that because it's a lot easier, isn't it? But if I take it off the lathe, you can get some idea of what it's going to look like.
So Hodge is replying to Steve over at Temple Boy that he's not sure his timers are up to date. If you do, guys, can if you Robert email Steve, he will update it for you. He's good like that. Oh, right. God, he's back.
Yeah, I'm back. It's not a pretty sight, is it?
I've seen worse.
But there it is. That's tilt it the wrong way. That's it. That's what it looks like. And there are so many variations on a theme that you can do to play around with it. It's great fun. I recommend it to anybody. You just have to be brave enough not to worry about having bits of wood flying around that you can't actually see. But I agree. I think Keith's right. That a bit of tape round would help that, make them just much more visible.
Very ends, yeah.
And usually, of course, when I'm turning here without the cameras, then I would have very bright light on it. I'm working in subdued light as far as I'm concerned here.
Yeah, he's had to moaning because we couldn't see it. He was just bleaching it out.
Yeah, he's washing out the cameras completely. So, I appreciate that it has to be. But there we are. That's you could sort of make a new camshaft for your car, couldn't you?
Wouldn't go very far, but still.
No, but hey, it'd be fun trying. So there we are. That's it. That's the cap that goes in there. Oh, it will go in there. I just need to press it in, but I don't want to do that until I put a bit of glue in it. That's actually something you do have to do with candlesticks nowadays. I think it's some sort of a law that you have to have a metal or glass insert for the candle so that when it burns down, it doesn't set fire to the timber.
Only if you're looking at selling them. If you're doing it for yourself,
doing it for yourself, you can burn your own house down. That's perfectly all right.
It's not compulsory.
But it obviously makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, and I know I've sold candlesticks because I do that. People look at it and say, "Oh, that's good. Oh, that makes it safe. Oh, yes, I like that. I'll have one of those." So that's good. Okay, so that's it. Any other questions that we haven't addressed? I'm sure Keith's been keeping everybody up to date.
Well, I've tried as best I can. We've got a couple of well done, Andy. Really nice, Andy.
Good. Thank you very much.
I think that was quite a challenge and quite a good demo for a first one.
I didn't want to make it too easy.
Andy. No, but you also don't want to make it too hard.
No, absolutely. And I think the fact that I finished that in an hour it's sort of not quite up to Wayne's speed, but getting there.
Leona's just woken up. Yes, you have missed it, Leona. Sorry, love. But it'll all be up and you can watch it later on.
That's what it was. It goes that way up, but the picture's that way. So that's what you missed. An eccentric candlestick. I like the word eccentric. I think that's great. Yeah. So, and it will have the bottom parted off once I've finished sanding it, but I didn't want to bore everybody with sanding. But that's it. Bit of sycamore, and it's got some nice bits of grain in it, so hopefully it's going to look quite nice when it comes up, particularly around the top of the bowl around here. It's got some nice bits of figuring coming out, so should look nice. I will find out, and I'll put a picture of it up when I've done it. Good.
So you've got some nice comments coming in. Everyone's appreciating what you're doing. So well done, mate.
Thank you. And there we are. We've made it. We've got through
Yeah, yeah.
it. And the technology more or less worked as well. Slight change mid-plan, but there we are. But no, not bad at all. So I'll bring you back on, Keith. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you
Oh,
in the background. There we are.
no, that's fine.
Might as
That's
well
fine.
show your happy, smiling face.
Well, we've got to, haven't we? We've had a laugh. We've had
Yeah,
a laugh before we
yeah,
even got this far as
yes.
well.
Yeah, grit your teeth and grin through it all. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
So, who
So,
have we got on tonight? You've got Rich, the Beard times 16, I believe, is on tonight. Tomorrow. Is Wayne on lunchtime? I don't know. I can't remember.
Wednesday's Wayne, isn't it? Oh, Wednesday's evening, Wayne.
Wednesday evening is Wayne.
Yeah.
Not sure who's on tomorrow lunchtime. I'm not sure. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing at the moment. I'm on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock.
And
I know Barry's and he's on today.
I've been completely unable to think beyond about now. So
Yeah.
So yeah. So, thank you everybody for coming along. Lovely to see so many of you, and hopefully I'll see you again next Tuesday at the
Thank
same
you,
time.
Andy.
Thanks,
Cheers
Keith.
to everybody.
And thanks to Keith for all his help as well, because he has mentored me through all this. And we've got through it together somehow. So
yes, it was a bit frightening just before we come live, but
yeah,
hey ho.
but we made it. We made it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully it's been enjoyable for you guys watching as well.
Yeah. I shall click the button. Goodbye then. Thank you very much.
Cheers, everybody.